Hello and a very good morning to all our viewers. You're watching the morning news show with me, Aksai Chin here on CNN News 18. Here to walk you through all the latest news and developments from the nation and around the globe. Let's start with the tremors that are being felt in the INDIA, that is the Opposition Alliance. As the INDIA Alliance is scheduled to meet in Mumbai on 31st August, there is a friction brewing between the opposition parties which could turn things around. Several key discussions will be on agenda, including seat allocation and the logo of the alliance, which the opposition meets are going to discuss, and they are going to discuss the future strategies for the Lok Sabha polls as well. But the cracks have now emerged in the alliance after different parties have pitched their leader as the prime ministerial face of the opposition. Now, JDU cadre has made it clear that Nitish Kumar should be the convener, but the apprehensions are that this could mean projection of Nitish as the prime ministerial face. Now, the Congress chief ministers have already pitched for Rahul Gandhi as the prime ministerial face, but much to the dismay of allies like Trinamool Congress and Aam Aadmi Party.
अरे हमको कुछ नहीं चाहिए व्यक्तिगत, हम तो चाहते हैं सबको एकजुट करना। हम तो शुरू से न बोल देते, आप लोग कोई बोले, वो सब कोई क्या बोलता उसे कोई मतलब नहीं। लेकिन आप जा ही रहे हैं, उस दिन और भी इसको कई जगह का फाइनलाइज कुछ और पार्टियां भी ज्वाइन कर रही हैं, तो सब मिल करके कौन कौन कहां लड़ेगा, ये सब बात भी हम चाह रहे हैं कि जल्दी तय कर लें।
नीतीश कुमार जी का ये वक्तव्य है कि वो किसी पद के इच्छुक नहीं है। अब वो लोग पहले भी कह चुके हैं कि वो न प्रधानमंत्री पद के इच्छुक हैं, न किसी और पद के इच्छुक हैं। नीतीश कुमार जी प्रधानमंत्री पद की सारी योग्यताएं रखते हैं जो होनी चाहिए। उनका केंद्र सरकार में अटल जी के मंत्रिमंडल में 5-6 विभाग संभालने का उनका योग्यता रही, अनुभव रहा है, और पिछले 16-17 वर्षों से बिहार को आगे बढ़ाने में उनका योगदान रहा है। वो जयप्रकाश जी के लोहिया के सिपाही रहे हैं, आपातकाल में उन्होंने 19 महीने जेल में गुजारे हैं, लिहाजा वो किसी भी बड़े से बड़े पद के लिए योग्य हैं।
सो कॉल्ड इंडिया गठबंधन, जिसको मैं कहता हूं घमंडिया गठबंधन, इसमें 3 ही नहीं है, कम से कम 10 से 12 लोग इसमें पीएम के उम्मीदवार हैं। आज सब पार्टी का लोग कह रहा है कि हमारा जो पीएम के उम्मीदवार है हमारी पार्टी का, वही पीएम मटेरियल है, वही सब श्रेष्ठ है। अरे साहब, खास तौर पर मैं कहना चाहूंगा कि अब इन लोगों का रास्ता तो बंद कर दिया। राष्ट्रीय जनता दल के माननीय राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष जी ने इन लोगों का बंद कर दिया रास्ता। काहे ना ख्वाब देख रहे हैं।
देखिए, एक इनको दिक्कत ये हो गई है कि घमंड शब्द जो है वो पूरे देश में लोग भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार के साथ उसको लगाने लगे थे। कभी कभी बल्कि प्रधानमंत्री पे भी ये शब्द इस्तेमाल होता है। अब वो उसको कैसे हटाएं? तो जो शब्द अपने पे सीधे सीधे पड़ रहा है, इनकी कोशिश होती है कि दूसरे पर घमंडी अमंडी सब करते रहें। और ये इन लोगों की एक आदत है, बहुत पहले कुछ ऐसे शब्द निकाल दो, होगा चल जाएगा तो चल जाएगा, नहीं तो ठीक है। लेकिन अब इन लोगों को एक चीज जाननी चाहिए कि 2024 जो है धीरे धीरे अब ऑलमोस्ट आप समझ लीजिए एक तरफा चुनाव होता चला जा रहा है, और अब इंडिया अलायंस ही जो है आगे चल के आएगा। इंडिया अलायंस का कोई दिख नहीं रहा है।
Sunday morning, there used to be a building here, a building with 16 pillars. But due to the massive blast that took place on Sunday afternoon, this building is no more.
इसमें तो फायर क्रैकर नहीं है, ये एक्सप्लोजन है। इसमें एनआईए होना चाहिए, एनआईए को केस ले लेना चाहिए।
What happened in Duttapukur, that is an accident. We strongly condemned the accident, most unfortunate, but the demand of NIA probe, that is totally politically motivated.
me take you to the state of West Bengal. Remember, there was a blast at an illegal firecracker factory there on Sunday. One person has been arrested in connection with the explosion at an illegal firecracker unit in West Bengal's North 24 Parganas district on Sunday, in which 9 people lost their lives and 7 actually got injured. Police actually raided several locations after the incident, and the Mamata-led government has suspended 2 police personnel also. Meanwhile, the political slugfest between the Trinamool Congress and BJP refuses to die down in the state. Now, BJP has already reached the High Court demanding NIA probe into the matter, and the court is going to hear the plea at 10:30 a.m. today. The Trinamool Congress has hit back at the BJP, saying that the state police is doing a good job in probing the matter. Remember, the incident marks the 5th blast in the last 7 months, putting the Trinamool Congress under fire for not controlling the illegal firecracker factories in the state.
We have found out another factory, another cracker factory it seems, which is 1 kilometer away from the blast site. Now this is a brick factory, an abandoned brick factory, as you can see, and a helipad type of arrangements is made here. But right now where I am inside the factory, you can see some dangerous things out here. See, this is almost, the police has now destroyed it, but these are all beakers, which is there in the laboratory. And see, these are all chemicals out there, openly chemicals out there, and what we are getting it from the local sources, that something used to be made out here. All these beakers are there, and see, the Zytex is also there. Like mixing of the gunpowders used to take place, Barud mixing used to take place here. That's what we are getting. And in another area, there are some modernized, very modernized equipments there. So it is not only one factory which is, the blast has totally crumbled down that area, which is just 1 kilometer away from this place. We really don't know till now who is the owner of this, and this is also a risky zone where I am standing, because really we don't know that what's going to blast in which way.
A huge explosion, सब लोग की देखा ना, सिचुएशन वन वर्स्ट है. इसमें तो फायर क्रैकर नहीं है, ये एक्सप्लोशन है. इसमें एनआईए होना चाहिए, एनआईए को केस ले लेना चाहिए.
एनआईए की जो सूची है, कानून की जो सूची है, उस सूची पे जो भी विस्फोरण जिसपे उसपे शामिल होगी वही एनआईए की तब्दीश होगी. इसे मांगने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है. मैं तो कोर्ट की निरीक्षण में ये पूरी घटना को तब्दीश होना चाहिए, ये मांग रखूंगा. ये सारे जो मुजरिम इसमें शामिल है, ये सबको हिरासत में लेना चाहिए, और आर्थिक जो क्षति हुई है उसको मुआवजा देना चाहिए. ये हमारा मांग है. एनआईए तो ऐसा ही आना पड़ेगा एनआईए को, क्योंकि ये एनआईए को कहने के लिए कोई दरबार करने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है. ये तो एनआईए का अपना ये फर्ज होते हैं कि जहां इस तरीके की विस्फोट होते हैं, एनआईए तुरंत आ जाते, किसी को बुलाने के इंतजार नहीं करते हो.
So this is the developing breaking news that we are receiving on the same story. Remember, as I told you before also, that this is the 5th blast in the last 7 months, where 9 people actually lost their lives and 7 people got injured. Now what we are receiving is that Bengal ADG Law and Order holds a meeting with all SPs and commissioners of Bengal on Monday regarding cracker factories. Now the ADG Law and other instructed that raids should be regular against these illegal firecracker factories, and even an action should be taken against those police officers which are involved in taking bribe in exchange of allowing these illegal factories to even conduct there in the state. So that's the big breaking news we are receiving at the top of this bulletin, that Bengal ADG Law and Order holds a meeting with all the SPs and commissioners of Bengal on Monday regarding firecracker factories. The ADG Law and Order instructed that raids should be regular against these illegal firecracker factories, even if it means doing more than 24 hours of duty. It has to be done. Now instructions have also been given to take action against police officers who allow such activities in exchange of bribes. So that's the big breaking news of the hour that we are receiving about that 5th blast at the illegal firecracker factory in the state of West Bengal in last 7 months. Remember, one person has been arrested in connection with the explosion at an illegal firecracker unit in West Bengal's North 24 Parganas district on Sunday itself, in which 9 people lost their lives and 7 got injured. And right now, what we are receiving is that ADG Law and Order instructed that raids should be regular against the firecracker factories. Even if it means doing more than 24 hours of duty, it has to be done. And those are the instructions against the people who are letting these illegal firecracker factories run in exchange of bribe. Shifting focus to the state of Rajasthan, now 23 students have died due to suicide in Kota this year, making it the highest number of suicide at the coaching hub in last 8 years. 6 have been reported in the month of August itself. Now, after 2 more suicides were reported on Sunday, the state government has asked Coaching Institute to cancel their weekly tests just for a month. Rajasthan Minister Govind Ram Meghwal has given a bizarre explanation after several suicide cases in Kota. He blamed mobile phone usage for the suicide and advised students to stay away from bad company. He also said that when one person is around bad company, feelings of suicide come naturally. Remember, earlier this month itself, the state government had asked hostel owners to install spring-loaded ceiling fans.
Hi, we are in Kota at a tea shop where students are taking some time out from their studies just to get a break. We'll now talk to the students about how their experience has been here.
एक्चुअली ये होता है जैसे पेरेंट्स को चाहिए कि अगर बच्चे के नंबर कम हुए तो उसको जाने कि ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है, थोड़ा सा उससे समझे।
तो मतलब जैसे आपस में स्टूडेंट्स कभी स्ट्रेस्ड आउट हो जाते हैं तो आप लोग समझाते हो एक दूसरे को?
हाँ, एक दूसरे समझाते हैं कि मतलब कभी कभी हो जाता है, नहीं हो पाता है, नहीं बन पाते क्वेश्चन, पर कोशिश करनी है बस।
तो you want to become an engineer? तो आपको IIT क्रैक करना है या इंजीनियर बनना है?
IIT क्रैक करूँगी अभी पहले।
IIT क्रैक करना है, तो मतलब कोचिंग IIT क्रैक करने के लिए, मतलब सिर्फ इंजीनियर बनने के लिए नहीं है। IIT में कहाँ जाना चाहती हैं?
IIT बॉम्बे।
IIT बॉम्बे। क्या पढ़ना चाहती हैं?
कंप्यूटर साइंस।
कंप्यूटर साइंस। तो मोस्टली बच्चे CSE पढ़ना चाहते हैं और बॉम्बे ही जाना चाहते हैं। तो मान लीजिए इफ यू डोंट गेट बॉम्बे, व्हाट इज द नेक्स्ट स्टेप?
IIT दिल्ली।
IIT दिल्ली। और मान लीजिए वो भी नहीं होते तो
खड़गपुर, IIT रुड़की, बहुत से ऑप्शन है। तो
वो रैंक पे डिपेंड करता है ना। मान लीजिए IIT नहीं होता है तो फिर इज देयर व्हाट इज योर प्लान बी? डू यू हैव अ प्लान बी?
NIT है, बीटेक से, मतलब IIT के लिए बहुत से ऑप्शन है। IIT सब कुछ नहीं है।
अच्छा, सो यू नो दैट, दैट्स वेरी गुड।
एक्चुअली में सुसाइड के बारे में सोचना बाप है और करना माँ बाप है, इसलिए इनकी काउंसलिंग होनी चाहिए समय समय पर। साइकेट्री के डॉक्टरों से उनको बताना चाहिए और सरकार ने भी जैसे कहा 2 महीने से पहले टेस्ट वेस्ट नहीं हो, तनाव नहीं हो, बच्चों तनाव कम करने का।
Shifting focus to the strife-torn state of Manipur, now amid tensions prevailing in the state of Manipur, one-day assembly session will be convened today. While the session will hold a discussion on the situation in the state, at least 10 Kuki MLAs are likely to skip the session over safety concerns. The decision to convene the session was taken after the opposition Congress and a few MLAs belonging to the ruling BJP raised the demand that the issues concerning the present Meitei-Kuki conflict should be discussed in the assembly. Remember, this will be the first session of the assembly since the state went into turmoil nearly 4 months ago. However, the Congress has attacked Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh and the state government, claiming that the session has been called just to fulfill the constitutional obligation and not because there's any serious business on the agenda. Meanwhile, several houses were set ablaze in Imphaal's new check-in area, which belong to both the Kuki and Meitei communities.
Ahead of the one-day session of the Manipur Assembly called for the 29th of August, there's tension once again in Imphaal. In the new check-on area of Imphaal, some houses were set on fire on 27th of August. Now, this was an area which was once known to have played host to a number of communities, Meitei Hindus, Meitei Muslims as well as Kukis. So when the houses were set on fire there, that broke the brief lull, the brief break that Imphaal and Manipur saw in violence, loot and arson. There is tension ahead of that assembly session. Politically also, 10 Kukis or Hamar MLAs from the tribal communities, they have decided not to attend this one-day assembly session that has been called. even though Chief Minister N. Biren Singh said that he was in touch with these MLAs, the MLAs later issued a clarification saying that this statement by the Chief Minister seems to be a deliberate political move to sow what they call seeds of distrust. These 10 MLAs also told the media in Imphal and in Manipur that they were not in touch with the Chief Minister. They are not going to attend the assembly session that has been called.
Now we have some big breaking news coming in. China has done it again. This is about China's dirty trick as far as the Arunachal Pradesh and Aksai Chin area is concerned. Let me give you more context about this. Now China on Monday officially released the 2023 edition of its standard map, incorporating the disputed area, including its claims over Arunachal Pradesh, Aksai Chin region, Taiwan and the disputed South China Sea. Now India has repeatedly said that the state of Arunachal Pradesh has always been and always be the integral part of the country. To give us more context on their dirty trick, I have CNN News 18's Abhishek Jha joining me early morning on the phone line. Abhishek, a very good morning to you. Could you give us more details about why exactly are they still playing that out when India has made their stance clear that Arunachal Pradesh is pretty much within our borders?
Well, China has always claimed that Arunachal Pradesh is not an independent territory. It was a part of South Tibet, and since China has a sovereign right over Tibet, so naturally Arunachal Pradesh would belong to the Chinese side. This is what the Chinese claim has always been, irrespective of the modern day context where Arunachal Pradesh has always been part of India and integral part of India, and India has repeatedly claimed that it's a sovereign right on Arunachal Pradesh extends, and the Chinese claim on it is just a fallacy. Also, China has not only hit India by the new map that has been released by its ministry on Monday, but other nations like Taiwan, that has also been shown as an integral part of China. 9-dash line in South China Sea has completely been, now part of China. It has been shown. So clearly, China has tried to claim multiple, boundaries across all encompassing all sides, and many countries are really irritated because of it, because now if Chinese claim on 9-dash line in South China Sea extends, then clearly Vietnam, Philippines, Malaysia, Brunei and Taiwan, they have all issues with Chinese side. And this is not just that. We have also seen in the past that China has territorial disputes with Japan also, and other countries also, and this is what probably is a very statecraft of the Chinese side, that it always claims territory of other nations as part of its own, so that it always wants to create a dispute. And this time, the map that has been released, which is showing Aksai Chin and Arunachal Pradesh as part of China, is clearly something that is not going to go down well, especially in the wake of already sour relationship of India and China because of the Galwan clash and our massive deployment and counter deployment of troops in the western Ladakh sector.
All right, Abhishek, I'll request you to please stay with us, because right now we are going to show our viewers some of the visuals here on the wall, as I'm going to tell our viewers that the disputed land of Arunachal Pradesh and Aksai Chin area is what our colleague Abhishek also talked about, has always been portrayed by China as their own territory. Now, China on Monday actually released their official map claiming that Arunachal Pradesh and Aksai Chin area, which is the disputed area, along with Taiwan, is within their borders, which is not exactly the case, because India has already made their stance clear that Arunachal Pradesh has always been and is always going to be India's incorporated part. Right now, it's time to switch our focus and take a small commercial break. Stay with CNN News 18 for more such stories right on the other side.
is so much of issues in India. For example, in Manipur, Christians versus Hindus over there. We've seen Christian churches being burned down. So a simple message saying that, in that relay, there was one Hindu, two Muslims, and one Christian. So this is what is the real India. It's not about religion or anything, but at the same time, when it came to a relay, all the four worked extensively hard as Indians. We are all Indians first.
But ma'am, I'm coming back to that question.
I want to ask Nalin.
Yeah, sure.
Then why the tweet?
Sure. No. I'll ask him. I'll definitely ask him about Muzaffarnagar. But I want to ask you. No. I will definitely. No. I will definitely ask him. But ma'am, do you believe it is right? No. Do you believe it was right for the leader, one of the leaders of your party, Mr. Jairam Ramesh, to put out that tweet saying that this is the and naming the individual forerunners and saying that this is the spirit of Judega Bharat? The implication, the intonation was clear that look, they are from different religions and this is what we should celebrate. Now, point is, again, I don't think an Amod Jacob or a Rajesh Ramesh or a Mohammad Anas, this thought of them being from different religions even crossed their mind. It's not even material to who they are. They are athletes, they are the very best in this country, and they are performing what they are performing for the country. How does what is the relevance of their religious identity at all to what they do?
Okay, I will tell you. I stand by Jairam Ramesh ji, what he has tweeted. There is nothing wrong. Yes, it is a time when I want to ask today, Nalin Kohli, Jammu and Kashmir is a state ruled by the centre, that is the BJP government. UP is a state ruled by the BJP. Why action in Katwa against the teacher and why no action in Muzaffarnagar? He needs to answer that.
No, but what has that got to do with the men's relay team?
Because there is a divided India here where in New, the Haryana and Punjab High Court said ethnic cleansing, stop the demolition. This is the ethnic cleansing of Muslims happening. This is not our words. This is the words of the Punjab and Haryana High Court. So when there is so much of division happening, so much of hatred, so much against the Muslim community, and Mr. Jairam Ramesh put out a tweet in which he says, united we stand. We are all one. That is what
Nalin Kohli, respond to that. The Muzaffarnagar parallel has been brought forth.
I've heard Shama.
Yeah, the Muzaffarnagar question.
I've heard Shama in detail. And I am grateful to Shama for her very, very enlightening comments, because Shama only just now confirmed exactly what I said in my opening comments, that this is a policy statement from the Congress party.
Welcome back and thanks for watching the morning news show on CNN News 18. In our country, we treat doctors as God, and our next breaking news is somewhat similar to that. Now, this is about AIIMS doctors on board Bengaluru Delhi flight saving toddler who stopped breathing mid-air. A 2-year-old baby had a miraculous recovery after she stopped breathing on the Vistara flight. 5 AIIMS doctors who were also travelling on the same flight saved the child's life as she stopped breathing shortly after it took off from the Bengaluru for Delhi. Now, they examined the child and immediately started her treatment after the crew made an emergency announcement. The flight was then diverted to Nagpur, where the doctors conducted the child's surgery. The Premier Health Institute also shared the images of the doctors who saved that child's life. As you can see, that's the child. I am advising the viewers' discretion for the images that we are showing. It's quite shocking there. But the child, the toddler, has now been saved by the doctors who played out the miraculous surgery over that toddler and saved her life when she stopped breathing mid-air. I have one of the doctors joining me on the broadcast, Dr. Navdeep Kaur. He's the senior anesthesia. Sir, very good morning to you. Thank you so much for talking to CNN News 18. What exactly transpired there mid-air? Could you tell us more about how did you all get to know about the toddler who has stopped breathing?
So first of all, greetings to everyone. Actually, the situation was that we were boarding back from a conference from Bangalore. The plane boarded from like around 9:15 p.m. from Bangalore. So after about 45 minutes, we get a distress emergency call from the crew. like any doctor available on the plane. So we were a team of 5 doctors. We just went and we saw there was a small child of about 1.5-year-old, totally pulseless, cyanotic, unconscious. So we immediately started resuscitating the patient as per our protocols. We started with chest compressions side by side. We started taking history from the mother. She told that she had just undergone a cardiac surgery 20 days back. So we just alerted the crew members to bring whatever medical kit they have, and we started with the chest compressions and assisting the breathing of the child. The child was not breathing at all and was totally blue. So with the limited resources available that we had on the board, which were not, some of them were not even the child size compatible, anyhow we managed to resuscitate the child back to life.
All right. Dr. Nadeep, I also want to know from you that as you talked about that you resuscitated the child, when you guys resuscitated the child using the limited sources that you had, how did the child actually responded? Also, what is her condition right now?
Oh, yes. In mid, there was a sign of pulse, which you call at return of spontaneous circulation, in which the heart again starts beating. So that was a good sign mid-board. One thing was that we were not able to monitor anything. We didn't have anything to monitor the heart rate of the patient or the saturation of the patient. So there was a call when we had to take an emergency landing.
Okay.
And right now, as we are following up, the child is intubated during the ICU care and is hemodynamically stable.
All right. Dr. Navdeep Kaur, thank you so much for talking to CNN News 18 and thank you so much for saving that child on board as well. That's a wrap from me, but stay with CNN News 18 for more such news and developments right on the other side.